Are you ready? Can Crush Us. It don't really get no better than this the podcast that you're looking for if you're really heavy into wrestling. Hosted by the Mark. Energy that's so amazing. Gotta keep it entertaining. Rep the Can Crusher Nation. Yeah, you know what's going down in the ring. Lights out when you hit a ding ding. Knock 'em out like boom bada bing. Hold it down, you can crown me the king. Got a shout out to the Miz and Duke the Dumpster. We choke slamming everybody. Power driving, hit 'em with a face buster. Yeah, this the show you need and it ain't no need for waiting. Mark, hold it down for the Can Crusher Nation. All about wrestling and keep it entertaining. Can Crushers Wrestling Podcast. Time to break 'em, let's go. Yeah, Can Crushers. Yeah, Can Crushers. Let's go.
Hey, this is former WWE superstar Duke the Dumpster Drosy, and you are listening to the Can Crushers Podcast.
Welcome back to Can Crushers Wrestling Podcast. That's Sir Michael Jenks. I'm Mark the Mark. We're going to talk about wrestling. We're going to talk about Ice-T. We're going to make predictions here on this show. Sir Michael Jenks, you had a smile on your face. It must have been a great week, huh?
It was something else, nailing down wedding shit, figuring out what the fuck different colors are and the spectrum of everything.
Literally 30 seconds into the show after the intro.
You are welcome, everybody. Why wait when we're just having the time of our lives here? But yeah, have
the time. I have to bring that back a second. Go ahead.
But yeah, the week has been good. We're making strides, making progress, planning things, learning about the colors of the rainbow, basically.
I've gotten a little message about that. I have no idea what you're talking about. So why don't you know RG Bib?
Well, you know, apparently there's a color. So we're discussing wedding colors, obviously. One of the colors that popped up was mauve pink. And I
hope you see what I'm looking at. I have no idea what this is. Is it like salmon?
You know, it's hard to, it's not salmon. It's not Mark Henry colors here. Okay. It's a little bit of not a hot pink. It's more of like a cool pink, if that makes sense. A little bit darker in tone. I don't know how to describe it.
Not Bret Hart.
Not Bret Hart pink. Not Mark Henry sports jacket pink. Think more purple in spectrum, but it's a pink color, if that helps a little bit. But yeah, it's something else. And I asked, what the hell is mauve pink? And Kimberly's like, I can't describe it, so I'll have to send it to you. So I've been looking at the boards and all that stuff. So I learned what mauve pink is. Don't know if that's a color for the wedding, but it's something we've learned about.
You don't know if it's a color for the wedding. I was going to say, has this been a color since, childhood that Kimberly's like, man, I really love mauve pink?
It's come up a couple times, so yeah, I'm assuming it's been at least in the folder of the wedding albums that I've been planning for, so.
I'm still an 8-box crayon guy. Like,
give me hot pink, dark pink, I'm fine. You start mixing in other colors with the pink, I'm not sure where the hell this is going. So, but hey, you know what? It's a nice pink. But
you're
we'll see.
all in on mauve pink now.
I could be all in on all mauve pink, or it could be all out, depending on where the week next week goes. Yeah, depends on where I'm at. So, how are you doing this week?
I don't know how to answer that question. Because if you know me personally, I'm an absolute fucking train wreck. If you know me on the podcast, I'm an absolute fucking train wreck normally. Good. Okay. Things are moving along in life that I didn't expect to move along. I've had some people be a podcast because they followed the podcast and then trickled down to us socially.
Yeah.
And reached out because they're on my personal page now. Yeah, a lot's going on. Yeah, you know what, Jenks? I'm going to say it. I'm probably going through a divorce. Okay, let's just throw it out there. Probably going through a divorce. There's a lot of stuff going on in the life. And on Friday, which is yesterday, I said on Facebook, here it is. Essentially, here's my skeletons. This is the only way we can move forward, and we'll see what happens from there. So, yeah, that's it. And you know what? Shoulders a little bit looser today now because of that. It was like the monkey's off my back, the weight, because you can't move forward without talking about everything.
Yeah.
I mean, without getting into deep detail, because it's a wrestling podcast. We don't have to turn into Dr. Phil. But, yeah, honest engine right now as I look at you, and we've had this conversation prior to the show because Jenks yelled at me because I didn't forewarn any of this was happening. And it's not the guys saying, hey, I'm fine. I'm fine. I have things in my future that I'm looking forward to. And as you guys are listening to this, some of you, prior to All In. All In's on Sunday anyway.
There it is, yeah.
Still WWE mindset.
You got it, yeah.
As you guys are listening to this, still prior to All In on Sunday, me and my buddy are heading to Cleveland for the weekend to watch the Rangers and the Guardians, and I told him he's probably going to drive once we get to Cleveland, at least back to our hotel. So,
yeah. Which makes
remember
sense.
the old shows where I got tanked?
Yeah.
That'll probably be, I don't know, I was thinking this, Jenks, should I do the 999 challenge? Like, I don't know if I really want to eat 9 hot dogs.
That's a rough.
But the 9 beers,
that's a rough, expensive.
It really is.
Thing. If you did it at home, that makes sense. But see, here's the other thing, though. You've gone away from Smith's hot dogs, not hot dogs in general.
It was never with Smith hot dogs, first off and foremost. Never with them. Don't even put that.
I gotta stop spreading that rumor. I gotta stop spreading that rumor. You could do it from home for a lot cheaper. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah. Yeah, because a 30-pack is $30, and then 9 hot dogs are 99 cents if I get the garbage ones. Good to go.
Get on the roller at the gas station.
I never really want to do that challenge. There's never my thoughts of like.
No, that is. People that do that are in their young 20s are just, you know what, they're content with losing their liver at 60. To me, and if you're one of those people and be like, I'm not content with either of those things, well, okay, you can only do it. But I'm just saying, it's a lot. There's a lot. As a big guy myself, I would sit there and look at 9 hot dogs and think, I would hate myself for days.
And I don't want to get up and go get them every inning.
Yeah.
But I don't also want 9 hot dogs in the first inning sitting in front of me.
Well,
it's cold.
Yeah, and well, let's be honest.
Runner.
Well, yeah, you need a runner, especially if you're at a game. Let's talk about, though, if you're at home trying to do it, your 2 dogs would be scarfing those hot dogs up if you just leave them lying on a table somewhere.
Right.
Especially once you get past the 5th beer, you're going to be slower. You're not going to be able to reach it. You're 5 hot dogs, 5 beers in. Fresh for the pickings at that point.
Oh, yeah. Passed out in the 6th inning. He comes walking over. Not the real Miggy, by the way, if you're just joining us for the first time ever. He does not live at this house. My dog, Miggy, does. Miggy will come walking over. Hey, we have 3 beers and 3 hot dogs we can split there, Maxie. We'll all be in a coma the rest of the night. So, yeah, things are good.
I'm glad you're taking a positive outlook going forward. I know there's a lot happening behind the scenes and all of that stuff. I'll speak for everybody in Can Crusher Nation. You know you know we're here with you. Reach out, talk as much as we need to. That's what we're here for. We're here to support and lift up. We're not just spitting words at the end of the podcast or promoting mental health awareness for no reason. Be sure to reach out if you need somebody and all of that. I know this weekend in Cleveland, you're going to be having the brown bottle flu, and probably just living your best life, and which is fine. Do that, enjoy it, enjoy All In on Sunday, obviously, but as you need it, as you need to talk, reach out to at least someone. If it's not me, someone who you can talk to, whatever it is, we're here for you. So
I have a little army underneath me, and it's really awesome. I know that as of said post, which is, it ain't, I'm not being narcissistic or gloating or anything. I know, and I know I always have. Just from family roots and everything like that, I've known, wow, the fucking picture quality has just improved in seconds, by the way. I don't know what happened. It goes
on my end or your end? I don't know.
On my end.
I was going to say, I just moved my ears around and
whatever.
You said that, I don't know.
4K is now clicked in on Skype, apparently. I don't know. I know the roots that I have. I've been taught that from family as a baby, little Mark the Mark. And the friendships are 30 plus years and deeper, so I know. I always have somebody, so yeah. I caught a lot of people off guard this morning, yesterday morning, essentially, when I did that. They're like, what the fuck is going on? Because, there's the inner circle that knows a lot.
And then
they always know a lot. Then I'll release when I'm ready.
Yeah.
The inner circle knew essentially some stuff's behind the scenes, but boom, now everybody knows. And here's the cards. Let's figure fucking shit out, or be like the EVPs and say, "Carry on, wayward son."
See what happens. I mean, you bought the Nikes for that, so you can carry on now.
They're making. I made sure I checked the weather 5 or 6 times today, by the way, to make sure there was nothing going to be going on in Cleveland this weekend. I'm also debating, should I just bring my other sneakers in case, at least throw them in a Jeep? That's probably really going to happen. But the Nikes are making their maiden voyage. I thought I was going to hold them off until the Pitt game, but it's a special weekend, so the Dunks are being worn to Cleveland.
That's fantastic. I can't wait to see how the maiden voyage goes. That's all I'll say.
I'm going to choke to death even thinking about my poor tongue.
No.
I don't want to get up dirt. I'll have to buy what are those sponges that you just can wipe everything with? That
magic erasers?
Yes, magic eraser. I'll have to buy one of those.
Yeah. You're definitely going to have to buy a box.
Yeah.
Yeah. Gotta keep them fresh. Gotta keep them fly, as I think the kids of the 90s said.
I am pretty fly for a white guy.
At least one of us is.
Right. At least I tell myself that. Jenks! It's a wrestling podcast, not therapy for Mark, not a shoe show. That was, I think you could, there's a store called Shoe Show, right? I think so. The Shoe Box, Shoe Show.
Shoebox definitely, but yeah.
Okay, I digress. Hot topics for wrestling this week.
The first one that's really recent right now is Pat McAfee getting toasted in Ireland today.
Right? What's up with that?
Admitting he's taking edibles. Sheamus is pouring him pints. He can't operate. Pat's enjoying his time off from WWE very well, and should be a hot mess tomorrow morning for College Game Day live from Dublin.
I know. That's awesome. I might have to turn that on prior to leaving to see if he looks a little bit like Flying Brian Pillman or anybody of wrestling worlds that were crazy. Oh, yeah. I have one real quick. Did you see on TikTok that Adam Pearce said, "I'm willing to take suggestions for WWE Raw"?
I did see that.
And then he gives a phone number, which I have yet to call, but I will put it out there for people to call. The phone number is 248-434-5508. For Adam Pearce, you can leave a voicemail and suggestions and everything. It's clearly got to be like our hotline that nobody calls.
Yeah.
You're not calling Adam Pearce.
There's no way. It's probably just a line, dump a bunch of ideas. They may listen to him, though, and just get a good kick out of him, a laugh. Maybe they hear something they're like, let's go investigate. But
Should I call it right now?
do you want to?
I will.
All right, put on speaker.
1248. I have already forgotten the number.
Just listen to this episode.
Yeah. Damn it. Let me write it down because I'm switching back and forth because I took a picture of it. 248-434-5508. All right. Let's do this again. This is enthralling for people listening, I'm sure. 5508. All right. Let's oh, we're banned already. You motherfucker. Don't call that number.
That has to be the greatest thing.
I really thought it was going to be like, hey, this is WWE Hotline. We want to hear some of your shit. And just let it roll. No. Son of a bitch. Well, Jenks is happy.
Adam Pearce, well done. I love it.
And you can tell I have not called that all week because I would have been playing it up a little bit. I'm so pissed right now. I am so pissed right now.
Probably though, not as pissed as Ronda Rousey was after her Ask Me Anything the other day.
Run with it. Go ahead. Go ahead.
You didn't see this. Ronda Rousey did a Ask Me Anything on, what was it, yesterday, I think, on Thursday, or yesterday while we were recording. And it went about as well as you thought it would go. There was people asking her just questions about her past, some random things. Obviously, one of those things that came up was the Sandy Hook conspiracy theories that she spread early on in her career. It forced her to take time out and actually post an apology, research and post an apology 11 years later, claiming she didn't really believe it, but right, wrong, and different. She posted it anyways.
Right.
So, I don't know why she's doing a media tour all of a sudden because she was on Van Fleet earlier in the week.
She already has her book out. I don't know. She did say she wouldn't mind coming back. She likes Triple H now that everybody's gone.
Yeah, she hated Vince, but now that Triple H and Steph, well, Triple H only, but are there, she loves them. She's fine with them. So I don't know what she's promoting. I don't know if she's got a book coming out at any point in time, but it didn't go well.
It did not go well.
Did not go well at all.
We're not getting into it, but the Sandy Hook thing ate a lot of the time up.
Yep.
A lot. And yeah, she was uncomfortable.
Oh yeah. 100%.
Somebody else that wants to come back, you see Kelly wants to come back and do some stuff for WWE as a semi part-time, full-time type of
person.
What do you think?
I've always been outspoken about that era. I don't think it was good at all. I think there's talent there, but they were basically constricted by the time that they were there. And with Kelly, I don't consider her one of those top tier talents that I can see come back. Yeah. I just didn't, she wasn't entertaining to me. That's all I can say about that. So.
You're on the same path as I am, that essentially, listen, I'll be that guy. She's a beautiful woman. She would get views for our age of, oh my God, Kelly's back on. Get ready for some fucking hate because it's just the way I'm going. Dude, wrestling has blown by her before she started.
Oh.
To keep up with, and I know because the next thing I'm gonna bring about it was Shotzi. To keep up with like Shotzi or Vega or even Maxine, I don't know. And then you go to the top, you go to Rhea, or you go to Charlotte, or you go to Bayley or somebody. I just don't think she'd be able to hang.
No.
I don't.
No, 100%. I don't think she would be able to either. And she's not that old. I think she might be only 30-something, if that. But
close
to that,
to 40.
40, but yeah, she's probably. But same token, it's like you weren't there to begin with. It wasn't her chosen profession. It wasn't something she really wanted to do, from what I've seen and what I understand. But it was waiting on nationally recognized, and she got that. She got a lot of great recognition out of it, and she's made a career out of it, which kudos to her. Do that. But coming back to wrestling now, I don't think it'll work. Maybe she could find a way to be in the backstage as a manager or something like that. If they wanted to go that route, that's fine. But I don't know how it would fit in with the product that's being done today.
Right. 100%. I mentioned Shotzi too. Shotzi is a couple months away from coming back from her injury. She gave a little update this week about that. I bet we don't see Shotzi until Rumble now. That would be a nice surprise for her to rock and roll back into the Rumble and get her feeding back, essentially.
Yeah, I think she's primed for a surprise at the Rumble. Honestly, this time of year, it's Rumble or why
in WWE.
In WWE,
yeah,
it's Rumble or why would you come back until Rumble?
Right.
Now they're gonna pull people in like for Raw, Netflix, and SmackDown on USA when that comes up, but I think it's going to end up being in the time frame of plans are set in stone now until at least Rumble. Yeah. And even then, the Rumble plans are kind of quickly setting as cement.
Yeah.
So you're getting ready to get into that push to WrestleMania. The road to WrestleMania starts after SummerSlam, and it's completely on that track right now.
It really is. You have another one, because I said just one and I jumped three on you. That's the way I am.
Talked about Shotzi. We talked about the Ronda stuff. I think that's the only two I can think of off the top of my head. I have one little neat fact that I saw on Twitter, but we can skip that if you have more hot topics until then.
I don't. Not wrestling related.
Okay.
Well, I do want to wrap back around to something on ours.
That's fair.
People need to know.
Okay. So I saw a stat, Drainmaker out on Twitter brought in all in 2024 with nearly 50,000 tickets sold. This was as of Monday or Tuesday. Has currently outsold 17 WrestleManias in its history. Wrestling. So of those, the most recent one was WrestleMania 37, which only had 40,000 in total, but that was COVID. That was the first year back from COVID, so that made sense.
People are still iffy. I won't throw that one under the bus.
Yeah, no, I won't either. The next one in that line, so the one before that was actually 15 years prior, was WrestleMania 22 in Allstate.
Really?
17,155. But think about it. WrestleMania 23 is when they made the transition to football stadiums.
Yeah.
Fully. I mean, they did Safeco a couple years before that, which is not on the list for obvious reasons. And then they had the Sky Dome and Astrodome before that. But for the full WrestleMania transition to a stadium environment, that was the last time, and it was 17,155.
That blows my mind because, listen, I remember WrestleMania 1, but ticket sales that long into WrestleManias was that low. Yeah. And I don't mean it low, because at that point that was probably amazing. It really was. That's right. Made. But I'm like, holy crap, because we're programmed for anything big. If it's not over, let's just say 50,000, it's not a big pay-per-view.
It's not. We're conditioned to be like, it's not big, it's not anything. it can turn us on our heads like France did, where it was loud and in charge, but at the same token, if it's not big, a lot of people are just going to be like, no, it's not a big show. They're not making money off of it, or they're going to automatically assume it's nothing for them. It's not that big of a pay-per-view for them.
I do have one more wrestling one.
But go for it.
Leaked already. Forbidden Door. Back at Wembley Stadium. Well, not back at Wembley, but just at Wembley Stadium next year.
And there was another one that I thought I liked, but apparently didn't. It's not only that's going to be at Wembley, there's another talk of another show.
Taco?
Yeah, another taco coming into play here. No, there was something else that was going to be in Europe next year, I think, but I can't remember what it was. But because All In's in Texas, so they had to make up for Forbidden Door being there. I think All Out may be out there, but I'll have to double check that just to be safe before I speak on that. But yeah, that's big.
It is
getting
big.
Forbidden Door to London, which makes sense. You have to balance the odds. Although I do remember it now. I think it said All In was back in England in 2026. So I don't know why they're giving Texas a big show. They must have paid big money for that, but who knows?
Yeah. All right. Transitioning to me and Mike. Our draft is coming up, so be prepared about that.
Yeah.
I have the number 2 pick.
You do have the number 2 pick.
The champion of last year ended up with the number 2 pick, and I'm happy about it.
I'm glad you're happy about it. The person that got number 1 hates his life right now. Hates his fucking life.
It's a number 1 draft pick. I don't understand why.
So his hatred runs so deep for the 49ers that he cannot draft CMC. And if you play football and you play fantasy football, you know you're pretty much taking CMC with that first pick. Most of the time. I think some people want to go zero halfback or zero running back, whatever.
That's a stupid concept, by the way.
It's a stupid concept, I agree, but people are going CMC. It's a non-PPR league. That's points per reception for people that didn't know that. I don't know. The hatred's there. But yeah, you got number 2. So you have a plethora of options right now.
Or
the one and only.
Or I get McCaffrey dropped into my pocket. Looking for a repeat then.
Yeah.
I hope he doesn't draft him. I hope he, is so angry. I'm taking Smith Najigma. And I'm like, fucking great. You can have him.
I'm going to predict right now he's going to go Tyreek. I think he goes Hill. I don't know if that's true. Don't know if that's accurate. That's my prediction because I think that he was the visceral reaction to the drawing and him getting number 1 was
group was
lit after that. That's for sure.
And this is when I'm going to bed. I'm just getting 90 texts about, oh my goodness. I'm like, what's wrong with number 2? Number 2 is the real number 1 in this year.
You're in prime position right now. That's all I can say. I'm drafting 7th. I finished 4th last year.
I like mid. If I don't get 1 or 2, mid. I do like mid.
I do like mid. I think there's going to be a lot of things flopping around. I don't think people are picking in order here. So
I don't either.
I think I know who we got. I have thoughts on who people are drafting here, but I won't release those because I know the people listen to this podcast.
Right, and we don't
want to drop too much. I'm guessing the CMC thing may be a topic of conversation on Tuesday night trivia. We'll find out coming up, but it's going to be fun. It's going to be a good draft. I'm working on the site now, getting everything built out for the pre-draft. So we all have pre-draft pre-reads, pre-notes and all that stuff. Seem to be a hit, so I'm working on that right now for everybody. Yeah. So a lot of good things going to happen, but you got lucky. You got lucky at 2 because you're either, okay, you have the board, you're normal, still have a lot of great talent out there, or you're getting CMC in your lap.
Right. Thank you.
Can't beat that.
No. Unless people that are part of our football thing that we can talk trades. We can talk trades from 1 or 2. Because then...
yeah. That's going to be a hell of a trading block, huh? What do you? I can't even imagine what you're going to try to ask for 2.
A 2 with McCaffrey sitting there. I said
you only got a minute to entertain those trade values, by the way.
I said it's deep this year. I think there's a different type of draft this year, and I think it is just a deep draft of mega players. And some people might not know who the mega players are. And I'll leave it at that. Then because I'm just going to start naming names and saying, oh my God, Minshew's awesome. We'll leave it at
that. Aiden O'Connell. Let's go. Vegas pride, baby. Anyway.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm done. We need to talk wrestling, right?
We do need to talk wrestling. Yeah, I don't think there's anything else. Quick update on the college football. My team got their asses beat, blew a lead by Notre Dame. Then we got our asses beat by Michigan. So we're year 2. We're going strong. Go Knights. Number 1 in the land. I
didn't play it all this week.
Because that's fair.
Yeah, of stuff. I didn't play it all. Work's crazy, by the way. We've had 2 more people quit this week. So if you need a job, come to Ridgeway, Pennsylvania and work for the borough. Was almost drafted to work this weekend, and I'm like, listen, it's not happening. I'm like, maybe I'll have to pick it up in, like, weekends in December, maybe, because my weekends are booked from here on out, and you guys know that.
Yep.
So maybe some 12s are thrown in here and there, but I got time.
Hey, time is on your side.
I got to tell you something off air.
Okay.
So let's do this show real quick. Collar and elbow, hats, hoodies, tees, all the cool things that Al Snow and the hooligans have down at Collar and Elbow. Go and buy it up and use our promo code CanCrushers to save 10%. Jenks, you go with the next one.
You can buy stuff from you can buy stuff from Collar and Elbow, or you could use our shop affiliate code, which is up in the show notes right now for WWE Shop. You may get a discount, you may not, but go ahead and click that affiliate code to help out the podcast. Mark.
Don't forget, we have our stuff at CrowdMade, Can Crushers merch. Go and check it out. There's hoodies, there's normal sweats, there's tanks, there's tees. Go and buy it up. Show your love and support over in England next year for Forbidden Door or wherever you're going with our stuff as well at CrowdMade.
Love it. And you can listen to us anywhere you would like on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, iHeart. The list goes on and on. About 10 episodes back, Mark listed them all. So you can find that list out there. But listen to us anywhere.
Now, but yeah.
No, whatever. You can listen to us anywhere, or you can watch a still of us on YouTube and listen to our voices there as well. So go ahead and find us wherever you want to consume through your ear holes our sultry voices.
Yeah, like, subscribe, and share all of those. Help join the posse or the Can Crusher Nation even bigger. Still living off a W in the morning. I enjoy it. I am still just sitting with Beach and Peach. I take 2 scoops, throw it in my shaker, shake the shit out of it, drink it up. There's no crash, there's no calories, there's no carbonation, which has been doing wonderful things for me. I completely love the taste of it. It keeps me rocking and rolling all day long until I decide to close these weary eyes and say, hey, and if you want to save money when you're over at W, use Can Crushers. You'll save 10% off of anything you order, including the sample pack, which they give you a shaker and a couple different flavors. Try it out to see if you like it. I will tell you you'll like it, and I will tell you you'll get out of the cans of stuff, and I'm not going to throw hate at them because they've carried me for years, but you'll get out of the cans because that stuff isn't as good as what W does for you, and it's just pure energy with amazing taste. Right? Yep.
Right.
Good. Go.
Good. You can find us on all social media out there, so Facebook, Twitter, or X, I guess, as the kids say now, Instagram, maybe Threads, meh. But you can find us out there. Go ahead and DM us there, talk to us, send us questions, because I think something's coming up here in the next month or so, right, Mark?
September 21st, Ask Can Crusher is a show dedicated just to your questions. Make sure you get them in. We are now literally less than a month away from Ask Can Crushers. I know, Sir Michael Jenks, I know a litany of questions will come in the next 2 weeks. I know. I'm just predicting this because everything that happens at All In and then followed by All Out, we'll get a ton of AEW questions. Roll into Berlin as well, because it's just, there's a lot. A couple did trickle in. I did see a question for the show, but I know this next 2 weeks of professional wrestling is going to determine the rest of the year, definitely for AEW, and set up a lot for WWE moving forward.
Yeah. Oh, 100%. So this is going to be a big 2-week period for both companies and for the show, because we get content out of it now. So we'll find out what's going to happen there. But to that point, those questions can be submitted via email, cancrusher69@gmail.com. Go ahead and write us a nice little paragraph, give us some questions, give us some inputs, or you can call us on our phone line that's still in existence, even though there's mothballs and cobwebs growing on it right now. We gotta wipe that off.
A little bit
there. You go. Good job. 814-299-6687. Let us hear your voice. Be on the podcast. Be with us. Be ingrained with us. We love it. We'll listen to anybody. You know, sometimes we don't. We just want to hear other people's voices instead of our own.
We do want to hear other people's voices. We really
get out there, guys. Get it out there.
But you guys always bring great questions each and every Ask Can Crushers. Again, put it on the calendar. Have your questions in by September 19th for the show of the 21st. September 19th, that's a big day around this house. There's an 18-year-old birthday.
That's convenient. That's convenient.
A man in this house again. All right, I'm ready. We need to talk wrestling.
He's ready to go. Let's do it.
Hey, everybody, this is Gilbert, WWF's longest reigning light heavyweight champion. You're listening to Can Crushers Podcast, the best guys there are out there.
Welcome back to Can Crushers, folks. It's Mark, it's Mike, and we are going to do a generic synopsis on wrestling this week. How about those words that just fucking came out of my mouth?
Whoa. If those are not in the title of this episode, what are we doing here? Generic synopsises and predictions.
I don't even know how to spell. I can spell generic synopsis. I'll have to Google or whatever.
I can text you it right now. So
yeah. Oh, another text coming in. Great. Yeah, that's what happens when you have a Hopmatic rush from Southern Tier. You just boom.
I'm only having Yingling over here, and I'm jealous now. So, synopsis has been sent to your phone, so you can use it for the title. Good.
I got it. Fan-fucking-tastic. Generic synopsis of wrestling this week, and then we'll do predictions in segment 3.
Okay, I want to do real quick before we get too far down the pipe, because it happened after we recorded last week.
Oh, shit.
Rest in peace, Alpha, who passed away on, I believe it was Friday, right? Friday or Saturday last week. We recorded Thursday night. We thought something towards the tail end. So if you guys heard me hook up our normal shtick at the end, our normal sayings, it's because I was trying to track down what was happening, because that had leaked out, but it was false information. Unfortunately, the next day he had succumbed to what he was dealing with. So that's a blow. That is a big blow to the wrestling community, as well as the actual bloodline, the Anoa family. I know I pronounced that wrong, but it is what it is. Having both the Wild Samoans, Sika and Alpha, pass away in just a number of months has been something you can't take for granted. I mean, it just really shows you that some people are just meant to be together, tied together, hand in hand. As much as that shows, I mean, it's so sad, and I think so shocking, because I did not know he was going on downward spiral. He was heading down a bad road
as well.
And it was kind of a shock last week to see that was unfortunately happening for the family. So toast to Alpha in this time.
I posted a picture when I got to the very first WrestleCade. Both of the Wild Samoans were there. I posted a picture. It was unbelievable, just a few years ago. In that, again, we couldn't do justice for what he did to professional wrestling, the family, what they do to professional wrestling. So, toast. Jenks, to stick and stay on this type of topic real quick. A year that Bray Wyatt passed.
Yeah. It has been. Yeah, you're right. I didn't even realize that was today.
That just came to my mind as we were talking about Alpha.
That brings back a lot, too, because we had recorded the night early for some reason last year.
We always... Right.
Yeah, we always think, I think it's because we had the draft the following night. And we broke when we were recording. Holy shit, it's been a year.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's... Damn.
So kind of a tough interaction. Some stuff happened in between talking about Bray and Alpha, but we're back, essentially, to roll this back in. If you guys don't know, you don't know, but that's okay. Jenks, the week of wrestling, so we can get the predictions.
We gotta get the predictions here. We gotta get to there. We're ready, we're hopped, we're hyped, we're ready to go. Let's get to the week ahead before predictions. Where do you want to start? Do you want to start with the dubs, or do you want to bleed that right into? You want to start with the dubs? Let's go. And by dubs, WWE, AEW, yeah.
It would only make sense. WWE to AEW,
AEW, and then bleed it right into predictions. Yep. Okay. So, topics in general. We got the interaction between Jacob and Roman way sooner than I think either of us thought was going to happen.
Yeah, we thought, he was going to be on that shelf for a lot longer.
Yeah.
And I don't know, did they give too much away that, it was bing bang boom and then they attacked and everything, but I hope they didn't ruin it because we wanted more. We wanted the suspense.
I think they actually did Jacob a service here.
Yeah.
Having him come out in a walking boot and just destroy Roman Reigns. Of course, the others got involved at different points, but to have him in a walking boot and fucking laying out Roman, that's just selling him over the top at that point. They knew they had money right there with doing that.
Is that the WrestleMania match now?
I would love to see that as a WrestleMania match. I just don't think it is. I think their plan will be now, and don't hate me for this, if The Rock falls through, I think it's still Solo.
I do too. Because you have to have that either passing of the beads or the grabbing them back.
Yeah. Which they teased and then immediately got taken away.
Yeah.
Speaking of teases, though, Solo talking about, well, if he takes him back, I have to acknowledge him. And Tama Tonga not liking that weight a little too much. He was not a fan of that statement.
He wasn't. And is this where, because the reports are Hikuleo is probably on his way, or more, even Zillow possibly on his way. Is Tonga the one that transitions then? Because Solo has been, shitting on him a little bit.
I think my thought has been, with that little bit of a tease, maybe Solo is the guy. Maybe Solo is a part of the OG bloodline. He's just maybe acting as tribal chief now. But these other three hooligans are on their own. They're mercenaries. They're mercs. I think a Hikuleo or Zillow will push that over the edge for Bloodline, for maybe War Games. And I think that's where we get the reveal of The Rock taking the beads at the end of War Games.
I do too.
I think
It's
Solo's
all
going to
set
get
up.
usurped here. Yeah.
It's all set up.
It's all set up for Rock to come out at the end of War Games. So they left the taste in our mouths. Now, where does this go here? Maybe we're getting Roman and Solo sooner than we think to push this storyline way over the edge.
I have one that I want to bring up.
Go for it.
I can't get it out of my brain. Is Gunther's run quick and Randy gets 15 and then 16? Like, does Randy get a couple more titles? And maybe only hold this one from Gunther for a hot second and it goes back. But I just think Randy's, and I know we talked about it last week. I fell down a hole this week of watching Randy stuff, of people with conspiracy theories, yada, 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 saying this is Randy's time to get one more. It's not going to hurt Gunther to lose to Randy. It's in his home. You know how WWE doesn't love doing anything in your home.
Yeah.
Maybe yes, no, I don't know, Jenks. I really don't.
I mean, to your point, maybe they are setting up for John and Randy, who gets number 17. Or does Randy prevent John from getting 17 in that time frame? You know what I mean? Hell, they could do who gets 17 and just somehow force a title drop or make a title just not be a part of this. If nobody be champion rolling into WrestleMania. And then you have John Cena versus Randy Orton. Somehow, some way, winner gets their 17th title win.
Right. I know. We'll see.
Yeah. We'll play back. We'll see what happens with that. We got the strap match.
I told you that.
You called it. You're right. We got the strap match. Although I thought this promo was a little underwhelming for what we have done so far, but alright. Strap match is on. The new bracelet for Drew has been christened.
Right.
So here we go again. You called it.
I am excited. I mean, the promo for it sucked. Let's call a spade a spade. It sucked. It wasn't anything. I expected more.
Yeah.
But I'm excited to see what they do in this drop. I think these guys really are going to let it all hang out in this drop match.
Yeah. They're not going to shake it off. And I only say that because they mentioned Taylor Swift. CM Punk's the Taylor Swift of men. So that's all it is. So
it is. Lord.
Go ahead.
What's that song? Good Lord. Wow, no, give me another shot of whiskey. You know the one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I know which one you're talking about.
I didn't even say good Lord right, but yeah, you got it.
Hey, Xavier's not happy.
He is not.
Do you, but let me flip this on its head.
Is that
do
what
you
you're
care? I was going to ask, do you care that Xavier's not happy?
I like Xavier. I do. And I'm just, New Day's been around a while. Like, something needs, if this is a little bit of a shot that keeps them going again for a little bit, okay, but listen, they haven't been really kicking indoors and making great content for a while. I know there's been a plethora of injuries, but yeah.
Well, and my thought is, hey, you know what? If, I know people are saying Big E's done, whatever. If by some chance Big E's coming back later on this year, I think they're setting it up for a Odyssey Jones turn because Big E comes back and then they just forget about him. Let's put it that way. This is definitely, everybody's going to be in agreement to elevate Odyssey from being just drafted, not doing anything for a year. But I think in his mind, he's replacing Big E. He's in the New Day. He's all of this. And if Big E comes back, this kind of takes the rug out from under him and kind of puts this nasty chip on his shoulder that we haven't seen from a big guy really since Mark Henry. And I'm hoping we get a Hall of Pain type run from Odyssey or some sort of monster heel type energy from him.
He's got the look and wherewithal. Can we get a story behind him to make it, though?
Yeah.
Is essentially where we're at.
Yeah, we'll see how that develops. Judgment Day and Priest and Rhea got their asses handed to them on Monday, which they needed to. The numbers game needed to catch up to them, and it has. So the question, go ahead.
Go ahead. No.
I was just going to say the question is, how do they rebound? Where does this go from here? Is this the platform for Dom to run with things? What do you think?
That's essentially on the line that my question was. Is this the catalyst that, let's say a year or two, that gets Dom to have the world title? I think this is the main, Dom's been hot.
Yeah.
Everybody loved Dom as baby Dom with Ray. He's gotten better. He's kicked ass and take names. Da-da-da-da-da. We've all liked Dom. We hate his character, which is perfect in wrestling.
Yeah.
But I think now is where his starting point is, essentially. On his way to a major title starts now. Do we see it in a year or two? Or is he still not there?
I think he could be there. I think it's going to be a mid-card title, though, because I think Trips is, very much in the line of, I'm going to make you climb this ladder. You got the NXT North American title first. Now you get to be...
Oh, I think that comes this year. I think the mid-card guy... I was talking, he's... I don't want to say face, because it all depends on who's there, but he's a world title holder in no more. I will now even bring it back. No more than 2 years.
I agree with that. My thought is he takes the title, I'll call it here, takes the title off of Braun Breaker. He is the one to beat Braun Breaker for the title, hook or by crook. Carries that to Mania, beats Ray at Mania for the Swan Song match, wins Money in the Bank in July next year, and then that's his catapult to get the title. Because then it's Dirty Dom's the ultimate opportunist, and he could win it at any point.
Right. And I'm for it now.
Yeah, I am too. How the Braun saga continues. Strowman came back.
Yeah. Are we excited about that?
No, not really. I mean, I'm glad he's back. I've been wondering what he's been up to, what he's doing here. So we're gonna get two Megalodons fighting at some point. So that'll be at least a little bit of a fun.
It will, but Strowman is going to get decimated by Breaker.
Yeah.
To add that to the meaty men that he can destroy.
Mm-hmm. This is all about his push right now.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I think, I don't know if you have anything else, but White Six attacked. We got another attack on the Creeds and Ivy and all that. So maybe we push this forward. Maybe we get past this here in the next week or two with everything going on.
Yeah, I think, like I said, it's sad that it's the year of Bray, and you've heard me for a couple weeks now. I'm just, for the suspense of the Wyatt Six, I love them, but the first week, and I know, calling Loomis and this and that, it kind of killed a little bit. So they need to build up the Wyatt Six a little bit more for me. Yeah,
I agreed. I think it just they need to go back to, we talked about this, they need to get back to to their debut roots, get back to that, and be 100% ingrained with that. All right.
AEW,
let's do this. Dynamite, man. We had a draw for a championship.
Well, you're skipping over something first.
I was just jumping around. What do you want to talk about first?
I thoroughly and fucking enjoyed Britt and Mercedes' contract signing.
I agree with that. They trip back and forth, and Britt brought a lot of very good points.
She did. Like, I love, like, Mercedes sometimes, to me, and I love Mercedes, Sasha Banks, whatever you want to call her. Yeah. I love her. I think her in-ring is amazing. We've always talked about she's a little bit rough on the mic, but she did well here.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't know that they couldn't touch each other, yada, yada, yada. I thought one of them was going to go through the table. I like that Britt hates Camille. Again, I will throw it back to what I said last week or the week before. They just ain't doing Camille good. Like, one's the longest reigning NWA Women's Champion. She's supposed to be a brick house, a powerhouse. She looks like, I don't know. Darkwing Duck just popped in my head, and I don't have a fucking clue why, and I haven't figured it out. I don't know why Darkwing Duck popped into my head, but I'm just saying, she just looks like she doesn't belong there, and I don't want that for Camille because I'm such a fan. But I love this. I did. I really did, because it added just that little bit more, and I think Camille gets involved. Not giving spoilers away, I don't know what's going to happen in the match, but I do know that in my brain of brains, something big happens, and we're going to save it for predictions in this match to carry on this feud.
Something big or someone big?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Oh,
I was really trying not to completely give it away.
We gotta get a teaser. We got to tease a little bit.
Hater, man.
I'm sorry for the haterade. Anyways, okay, well... Now
you can go to the tie.
Do you want to go in order?
My God, I'm an idiot.
Let's jump to the major feuds. I'm going to be honest, I'm jumping Jericho and Hook.
Yep.
Nothing of relevance happened there.
The only thing I loved from the whole thing was Keith going, big-ass Wembley Stadium.
That was funny. I will admit, that was fucking funny.
That's my notes from the... Besides, I love... The new Dynamite Kid. In the shots that it was Cardiff, England, and not Wales, yada, yada, yada. That was all. And I could have given two shits if Hook and 7 more Hooks came out. I don't care. The best thing in this big-ass Wembley Stadium.
That's Brian Keith knowing he's like, the rest of this shit's not making me a star. I'm just going to make myself funny and do it. Probably because the conglomeration is just going... Briscoe just talking out his ass half the time, but that's a different story for a different segment of the show. The women's championship got defended because it's Saraya. They did it in the UK. We get Mariah May afterwards. What did you think of the match? The match itself, especially the one spot, was a little bit rough with these two.
First and foremost, I want to say that they brought the whole Tony Storm, and I'm like, oh, they did the whole Cody Rhodes thing over again. I love that. I love that chant.
Yeah.
But you're right. Last year, Saraya was winning this title at this point.
Yeah.
And I don't think she's had much ring time, on and off, maybe a little bit, but I mean, I don't know. These two just not at all gel. I'm like, first and foremost, you knew Tony wasn't going to lose.
Right.
Because it would blow up one of the biggest things AEW has right now. You have Saraya against, no doubt, I love Saraya.
Yeah.
Hey, whoever you want. I love her. I do. You take the title off of her just to put it on because you're at home, to carry it to the biggest pay-per-view that you have against Mariah May. That's opening bout.
Yeah.
Or that second match or third match of 14.
Yeah.
That ruins everything that Tony and Mariah did.
Yeah, because what would be the point of that then?
Yeah. So even just them saying that last week, I'm like, it's just a match because Mariah's going to attack, and that's exactly what happened. But the match wasn't, listen, we're not wrestlers, but we're fans. The match just wasn't anything.
It wasn't anything of significance, or it did nothing. None of it did anything to progress the storyline. The storyline is where it's at, and it's running hot. It's kind of cooled it off a little bit just because, it was all set up for Mariah to consider with the shoe.
Right.
Which we could have got done in an interview segment.
I mean, it would have been better, probably.
Exactly.
But you're right. You brought up the conglomeration.
Yeah.
I don't care about them. I just want them to do an interview or a promo every week.
Yeah, exactly. And then you got Kyle O'Reilly trying to do a British accent in the middle of it. Too much. I am starting to think Orange Cassidy's turning at some point, and I don't know when.
Good. He needs to. I think
agree.
I said that 6 months ago. He needs to go bad.
Yeah, the darker clothes, the more he just doesn't seem the darker denim. He's playing it up. There's going to be a turn here with Orange Cassidy, some point, sometime. I don't know when that's going to be.
Yeah.
Would you pay $100,000 or pounds to punch MJF in the face?
Which was 100 and what they said
27,000. Yeah,
$27,000.
$20,000.
That's a lot.
That is a lot.
You got the short end of the stick there, Mr. Ospreay. Like
you ended up bleeding everywhere.
Yeah, like I don't know. Like you have him in a match in less than a week. That's not a good investment. First of all, the punch or two that you got in wasn't a good investment that you're going to have him in a match.
Yeah.
You're not going to weaken him with one or two before everybody because there was a million fucking security guards outside.
Exactly.
A lot wasn't going to happen.
Yeah.
Bad return on investment, and then your stocks completely fell when you got the fucking ring out. You're injured now going into the match, and your pocketbook is short.
You look stupid. You fell right into his trap. He knew you punch first, he can punch back and defend himself. So of course he's going to get the diamond ring when security's got you're hogtied. Just dumb logic applied here by Ospreay. For a veteran around the world, dumb logic.
Dumb. Absolutely dumb. Agreed. I love you running the show.
Gives you a break.
Doing behind the scenes work here, folks. Behind the scenes work.
He is. He's doing work. Okay, what I jumped to originally, Continental Championship, it's a draw between Claudio and Okada.
I love the match.
I love the match too, but why are we not doing it? Did we not do this on All In because it was going to be a draw?
Clearly.
But doesn't that set up another match at All In?
Well, we don't know what's going to happen during Collision, right?
I guess. I would think so. I would think it would set up one, but to that point, we do know that it's Pac, Claudio, and Yuta versus Top Flight to get in the ladder match for the Trios title.
Right.
So, does he cost Claudio the title? That title shot?
I would have to imagine. Do we want them first and foremost in the Trios match, ladder match?
No, we probably want Top Flight in there so they can fly around like whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah, hooligans and just get airtime.
I just don't know. Like, it has to be rekindled. It has to be. Like, we were talking about this was going to be one of the bigger matches.
Yeah.
On All In.
Yeah. And now we're sitting back like, is it going to happen?
Yeah.
What's the game plan here? So, I just don't know.
Yeah, I don't. There was a lot, but there wasn't a lot.
Yeah.
You know?
Mm-hmm.
Especially the next match. Did you... I know you probably did because you love FTR, but, man, I really didn't care about this.
To me, it just felt like, well, FTR and Darby are losing.
Yeah.
Sunday.
Yeah.
I mean, they're just pinned into they won, great, but I just don't see them winning either match.
I'll throw this one out there. I don't think you take that title off of Jack yet. No. He just remade it, which, by the way, fucking title's awesome now that he grinded it down and did all that stuff.
That was a great video watching him do that.
Right. Again, we want to get into forgery. Not that type of forgery.
What? What?
It instantly stopped.
I'm not getting into that type of forgery, just throwing that out there. What do you got?
No, but it instantly popped into my head. You know what I mean. We want to make a knife or a blade or something.
Yeah, blacksmithing. Forging.
Forging,
yeah. Okay.
Not forgery. I digress. Jack's not losing it, so yes, you're right. I think this says they're losing.
FTR
takes the pin for either one of the other teams.
I would agree with that. Yeah. Because it's not going to be the Acclaim's not going to take it. And then I just don't know if we'll see who we predict to take the titles.
Right.
But I just can't see FTR coming out on top in this whole scenario.
Okay.
Yep.
Go ahead. You can go next again.
Oh. Hold on, I was sending something. Okay. We had the confrontation between the Dragon and Swerve. What did you think about this?
My mind is all over the fucking place with this match.
Yeah.
Like, I try not to read anything on this one. I really don't, because I think this is the perfect place for Brian to wave goodbye and then come back, like we said, at Wrestle Dream. But it's pretty much, after this, I'm like, well, he's winning the title, and he's losing it at Wrestle Dream now.
Yeah.
I don't know yet when we get to predictions. And I'll say the same thing. I don't know yet, because, listen, he has blatantly said on every place that he's been, his neck is complete trash.
Yeah.
Like, he could just, and I know he could be selling us, working us, or whatever, but look at the history. It's gotta be. It's gotta be, right?
Yeah. I mean, at this point, it's definitely down. It's gone down its rabbit hole, and it's not coming back. It's completely fucked up. I mean, it's time he gets it repaired. And he's even said it's needed surgery for months now.
Right.
And now he's just kind of coasting it so he can get through those final 2 pay-per-views, which is in London and at Wrestle Dream. So I don't know if the Wrestle Dreams match is going to be anything of note.
I don't either.
Depending on how good this neck is. So.
Or it might not be a match. I still am on the fence that he's just waving and saying "love you, bye" at Wrestle Dream.
To be honest, I don't think he might not make it to Wrestle Dream at this point. I'm still, if his neck is that bad, they may have had to bump up the timeline.
We get a win and then lose the next week.
Yep.
That's
maybe
a strong possibility.
It is.
That's it, right? That's it on wrestling? We get to do the cool stuff that we want now?
Yeah, that's it.
Ourselves with predictions?
We got to make predictions. You're the number 1 contender. Are you coming for the throne?
Yeah, fucking course I am. I had to beat somebody from a different podcast to get the number 1 contendership back.
Listen,
yes, I'm coming for it.
Sometimes you got to win a tournament to get the swipe at the champ.
I had an eliminator.
You had an eliminator match and you won it. So good job. It's time after the break.
Yo, what's up? This is the hooligan, Julian J, and I listen to the Can Crushers podcast.
Welcome back to everybody to Can Crushers Wrestling Podcast. The champ is here, and it's time to defend my championship. The hostility against the champ. Unreal.
Not making promises, but it's coming back here.
Will it go back? Will it go back to the OG host?
Better. It's been way too long.
The OPC, the original podcast host?
Naked over here. It could have been you against Ryan Mosley this month.
It could have been.
And the title could have went to the final count, and then we'd really be fucked.
But yeah, I'm glad that, you know what, we didn't lose the title to final count. The opportunity is not there. So, but right now, can you dethrone me? Can you take down the champ?
I got my brass ring.
Oh, you and your dynamite diamond ring.
Yep.
Or Can Crusher's aluminum can ring.
Right. Aluminum can. Imagine that, just cutting your junk up. I digress. Go ahead.
All right. we only have 9 matches so far. One of them is actually 0 hour, according to AEW's site. We feel like there's about to be 14 more added in the next day as you guys are listening to this. But we're going to cover the ones we know about right now.
We're going to do it on the 9.
Yeah. We're going to do it on the 9 we know about.
And then next week, if they add 75 more matches, we'll say, well, I would have thought this person was going to win because of, but we won't count it in the title. 9 is really little for an all-in pay-per-view.
And one of them is 0 hour, so it's really only 8 for the pay-per-view right now. Right. Triple H's words are resonating within Tony Khan. All right, let's start with 0 hour. We've talked about it. We've kind of trashed it a little bit on this podcast. Willow Nightingale and Ishii versus Stapp and Stokely. Who we got?
Willow and Ishii? I mean, isn't Stokely, is this Stokely to be gone for a while?
It might be. I think you're right. But, yeah, if Stokely somehow beats Ishii, I would never come back to the AEW. Ishii should never work with AEW again.
Right. So you're taking Team Willow as well?
I'm taking Team Willow as well.
Okay.
Okay. Ooh, what do we want
there will be probably at least 3 more on 0 hour, just to throw that out there.
I know, yeah, there's going to be at least 3 more on 0 hour. I'm guessing 1 to 2 more on the main card itself. Yeah. Probably. Let's jump right into the ladder match for the Trios title. So we know it is the Bang Bang Gang, it's the Patriarchy, House of Black, and a team to be determined on Collision. You guys will know it maybe if you're listening on Sunday morning, but Pac, Claudio, and Yuta versus Top Flight. I think we both think it's probably going to be Top Flight. Yeah. Mark that down because neither of us would pick Top Flight for anything else, so I'm just saying that for now.
Not at all.
I think this one's me first. I don't think Christian's losing it.
I don't either.
I
would go back to House of Black, if anybody.
I would agree.
But I don't think
that's going to happen. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Team Christian now. We're all just teams on predictions today.
That's all we are. That's how to do it. Let's do the Casino Gauntlet match. So we know, excuse me, good Lord, I'm burping up storm over here. All right. I'll read off who we know is in it right now based off of Dynamite. OC, Kyle O'Reilly, Mark Briscoe, somehow Evil Uno got added to it.
But is he? He's
probably going to get yeah. And then Hangman Adam Page is obviously in it. There obviously is probably going to be some surprises, maybe some people that were just reportedly signed this week, like a Rick O'Shea, an Irish fella that is coming over from the homeland or staying in the UK. But I'm assuming you have Hangman too.
I definitely have Hangman winning this without a doubt.
Yeah.
You too?
Yeah, 100%. There's no way. All right. Oh, where do we want to go?
Rick O'Shea is in this?
I think so.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The Joker? Like Hangman is not the Joker this time?
The Joker. Yeah. Like it's just Joker. There's got to be at least 1 to 2 surprises in this. Maybe somebody else from Japan. Maybe they have, Murder Grandpa up in this. And then, you know what I mean? It's just going to be a couple people just to get it in there. But we know OC is starting the match. So, okay. Let's go to the World Tag Team title match. 3-way for the tag titles. FTR, Young Bucks, and the acclaimed Mark. Who you got? We know it's not FTR.
Yeah, we both said FTR is probably taking the loss, and I think we both gave it away a little bit with Jack and da-da-da-da-da. I don't think the Bucks are losing. I really don't.
Yeah.
I mean, if I would pick anybody else, it would probably be the Acclaim, but they're going to turn heelish a little bit more. I I think there's just too much on the EVP storyline yet with the Bucks to take that title away.
Mm-hmm.
You too?
Yeah, I agree. I think the Acclaimed only gets the title when this is a one-on-one match. I don't think they beat FTR unless they're trying to do a complaining storyline with the Bucks, which I think just whatever. Or I'll throw this monkey wrench in there. Maybe the Acclaim get a pinfall, but then the Young Bucks change the stipulation to an elimination match. And then that's how they beat the Acclaim to kind of keep the titles. Screw them over one more time, push it out to an all-out or something like that. So that could happen as well. I could see them playing a screwy EVP kind of game with that.
Yes. But they get the win.
But they get the win. They ultimately get the win here, and then there'll be a comeuppance at a later time.
The following.
Yeah, the following week. All right, coffin match. We both have already said Jack Perry. Let's get that out of the way. I just don't. There's no way Darby's taking his title off of Jack this early.
No. Just as we were talking about Dom getting a world heavyweight title, there has been news that Darby could be in that mix here as well in the near future. I don't know if I believe that with the players that could possibly be returning or still in the mix of the title, or somebody that has a title that may lose the title, or the person that doesn't have the title that could not win the title. Like, there's too much heaviness at this top right now to get Darby closer to this.
Yeah.
Anytime soon.
Yeah. I would agree. There's going to be a lot of turmoil before we get any basically overcoming what the Elite are doing right now. Yeah. All right. We'll go, I would say, sub-main event. The AEW American/International Championship, MJF or Will Ospreay for this one?
Probably the match I'm most... Well, no, because I really want Tony and Mariah. Let's just throw that out. But the second most match I'm looking forward to is this, because my radar is off for this. I just don't know.
Yeah.
Essentially. I could see a path where MJF keeps his title and maybe he's 2-belt max in a couple months.
Okay.
And whatever. But I also see how we transition it back over to Ospreay to get Max out of this show. Ospreay gets the big to-dos over there beating the shit out of Max. Mm-hmm. So both will be fine with me. I'm going to take Will for the win to get the title back, though.
Okay. I keep picking my picks here. I'm going Ospreay, but here's why I'm going Ospreay, because it was up in the air. But then I don't know if you saw the promo where Danielson walked up to Ospreay and basically said, "Do it. Do it," as in use the Tiger Driver 91. So he has been given permission from Danielson to actually utilize Tiger Driver. And I think that's going to be the difference here. He's going to actually use it and get the big pop in the home country. So, all right. Moving right along here. TBS Championship. Britt Baker, DMD versus Mercedes Moné with Camille. We've hinted around it. I think we both think that the one and only Hater is going to make a return in this match or after this match or during this match, whatever happens before it. I still don't think, though, that Mercedes is dropping this title to DMD.
I don't either.
Okay.
I would love to say yes, because I would love Britt to be the one that holds both.
Yeah.
First. Right?
Yep.
I would love to say yes. And maybe I can talk myself into it so we can get some separation. And if it doesn't happen, I'm okay with it.
Mm-hmm.
Because a loss, this is going to sound stupid, but a loss for Mercedes right now, I think, is detrimental to her because I don't think she's over with AEW at all.
Yeah.
And I hate to say that. I love her,
fair.
but I don't think she's over with AEW at all. And I think it really hurts her stock.
No, that's fair.
But I don't think she's near the top to be running at anybody else right off the bat. But Britt just came back. Britt is the pillar, and she does everything right. Is it just a little bit? And then this could be another match that I don't know if All Out is going to be a replay of this. And I think there could be a lot of matches that just get spun right back around.
Yeah.
Title matches, essentially. Fuck it. I'll take Britt. I've talked myself into it.
Right.
Just for separation purposes. So Britt is that first to do it. She's the first company. She's the first to do that. Just to keep this first lineage going. But if this rekindles it All Out, I would probably put the title right back on Monet.
That's fair. I'll throw in this caveat too. If Hayter's coming back truly, I think it's after the match, let's say Britt wins, they jump Britt after the match, or Camille comes after Britt, and then she needs rescued, basically, and that's where Hayter comes into play, potentially. But we'll see what happens.
It's definitely after the match. I think if Britt does win, they both jump her and beat the shit out of her, and that's where Hayter comes back.
Yeah.
If loses, they still continue to beat the shit out of her. Yeah.
And Hayter still comes back. All right. It's AEW Women's Title time. Toni Storm, Mariah May. Is the Timeless One's time actually up? I think yes. And Mark's shaking his head, absolutely yes.
I've been saying this for weeks and months and all of that. I think this has been probably one of the best stories AEW has told from the moment the Glamour has stepped into AEW. And we kind of knew she was going to probably be the one to get it.
Yeah.
It's taken some turns and some swerves, and we thought Mina was going to be involved a little bit. Yeah. And I think that rekindles.
She's here. She's in the company.
I think that rekindles. But this is Glamour time. It really is Glamour time.
I think to your point there, I think Mina is involved in this somehow, some way, and helps the Glamour win the title. The Innocent Act she's playing right now, it's not fooling anybody.
No.
This is definitely for her to help the Glamour get the title. So, all right. Final match that we know of. The final countdown. It's title versus career. It's Swerve versus Danielson. I will take the first shot here. I've been thinking about this. I've been toying with it. I don't know what's going to happen. I do think Danielson will try to push himself to WrestleDream. And in order to do that, I do think Tony Khan will give him his flowers. So I'm going to pick Danielson to beat Swerve with the caveat of Hangman is going to try his best for Swerve to win the title, but ultimately fail. And Danielson gets the title. This leads to All Out, where it's Swerve and Page. Winner goes to see Danielson at WrestleDream. And that's the final match. And we bring this back full circle with Hangman. That's my thought on it.
So we're going to separate from one, because I can't explain it any better.
Yeah.
I can't explain it any. We're going to separate by Britt and Mercedes.
Yep.
Because you exactly nailed it on boom.
It's the way to get there, and it's the way to get Swerve and Hangman out there.
Yeah.
Everybody was hugging and not kissing, but they were all hugging last year and celebrating in the ring. This year it's going to end in a bloody, brutal brawl between Page and Swerve. Somehow, some way, they are going to brawl out of the arena, and Danielson's going to get flowers while this is happening.
Yeah. 100%. One fucking match is going to separate us.
Sometimes that's how it always happens.
And it really is. It really, we'll go 11 for 11 or 12 for 12, or both of it until that one match, and then
then it separates. I forgot to make this point for the women's title match. Who'd you win the title? Who did Tony win the title from? Saraya, right? Who was your last title match against? Saraya. This has come full circle, guys. That whole title match. I forgot to make that point. So it's time. It's over. We've already come full circle. She's already faced Saraya again. Well, that belt's going off. So it's gonna be fun. It's gonna be fun Sunday afternoon.
And it's in the afternoon.
It's in the afternoon, but guess who can't watch it in the afternoon?
I will probably only be getting home maybe when it starts or a little bit after, so I will have to wait till it's over and then.
That's when I'm going to have to do it too, because I have a football draft at noon on Sunday, so I got to take care of business there, and then I'll come home and watch the spectacle occurring.
We love you guys. Thank you for always being there. Thank you to the members that have reached out to me this week and made sure everything's all right. Thank you for always loving the podcast. Jenks, you're amazing. This is always fun. I will tell you that. Continue to listen for more on my life. But continue to listen all the time for wrestling. Jenks, you have anything to go before we do the real outro?
We love you guys. Take care of yourselves. Be safe. Be humble. Mark, we're always with you. You know that. So on that,
remember, just because you're trash doesn't mean you can't do great things.
You're a garbage can, not a garbage can not. Make sure you tell your loved ones that you love them.
Because you never fucking know. Trust me on that.